All right, everybody. Welcome to the Silver Stick Finals in Port Huron, Michigan. Today, your Boulder 12AA high performance team is going to face off against the California Wave. That's right, of California. We got a little over 2 minutes on the clock for warm-ups here. Tournament format, little odd here. Can't quite explain it. Maybe by the next game, or maybe never. But it looks like we're not going to get a ZAM before the start of this game, but we will get a ZAM during some point of this game. So I don't know if that's after the first or the second. There will be some ZAM break during the game. So if there's a delay in the game action, that's what's going on there. I haven't got a chance to take a look at the My Hockey rankings coming into this, but I believe we are, in fact, the highest ranked team, right, Joe?
Yeah,
Oh, so we're both like neck and neck? Oh, okay. So we're of very likability, apparently, according to My Hockey rankings. So this should be a really evenly matched game in theory, but we shall see what happens. This is our first game of the tournament, 8 p.m. start. So it's already after 8 p.m., but it's supposed to be an 8 p.m. start. So kids have kind of been hanging around all day, moseying around the hotel, playing some knee hockey, I'm sure. So hopefully they can get juiced up here real quick. We did not have an early game today to kind of get the juices flowing for this late game. So this is our first one, and we'll see what happens. I mean, you know if California Wave has played yet? They have not. So California Wave has not played yet. They're what? Oh, yeah, they're in a different pool. That was another thing I noticed looking at the schedule was that, Silver Stick Regionals, you would, through pool play, you would only play the teams that are in your pool. That's not the case here at the finals. Apologize, probably should have did maybe even just a tad bit of research before this game, but I have not. So I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants here for this one. But it'll be interesting nonetheless. We got James McCure on the bench with Matt Collins and Tom Heaton and pseudo assistant coach Jackson Plesnovich. He is unfortunately injured and made his way to Port Huron today to cheer on his teammates and help support them throughout this tournament. So this is game one. See how it goes, and it would appear, as I'm taking a look at the other team, we may have a size advantage. They got a couple big kids on their team. I believe they got a girl as well, so that's cool. At least one. And we'll see what happens. But that's the end of warm-ups. We got 15 minutes on the clock. It's Silver Stick Regionals. I believe we only had 1 minute penalties. But with 15 minutes on the clock, we may have 1.5, may have 2. But I'll try and keep you updated on the length of the penalties. This is kind of this is a trial for all of us as we get into this first game. I got text confirmation. We are 51 in the rankings, and California Wave is 63. So again, only 12 spots difference there. That is closer than you think it is. Neil Kirill, if you're listening, we miss you guys. Hope you're watching. So the kids are along the bench here, getting a pregame pep talk here from Coach James. We'll have starting lineups here for you in a second. It would appear Ben Collins is going to take the net. That much I do know. We are going to get Alex Sosnowski, Brooks Macho, Liam Walters, the She-Fence on defense to start Silver Stick. That's Kate Schofield and Ellie Barnes. Ben Collins in net. Puck is dropped. One back by Boulder. Kate moves the D to Ellie, who moves it right back to Kate. Kate's going to look up ice. She attempts to feed Liam. Picked off. Liam's going to come away with it here. He's going to escape in the D zone. He's going to move through the neutral zone. He's over the blue line, over the red line. Puck is now in the wave zone. They're going to pass in the neutral zone, recovered by Kate. She's going to move it to Ellie. Ellie's going to send it up ice to Liam. Liam's going to chip it up to Brooks. Not able to connect. Alex is battling now in the slot in the offensive zone. Brooks has it. Shot on net, goal! Number 41, Brooks Macho, assisted by Alex Sosnowski and Liam Walters. 32 seconds into game one of the Silver Stick Finals. We got 14:28 on the clock. 1-0 lead for your Boulder Rough Riders. Great start. Let's go. All right, we're going to see Kellen Kendall, G, Blake, Keegan, and Winston. Ben Collins still in net. The puck is dropped. Initially won by the Wave. Boulder recovers, moves it back in the D zone. Keegan's going to fire it out. Winston has it now in the defensive zone. He's going to move it up to G. G's over the red line. He's in the offensive zone now, attacking the slot. Poked away. The Wave are going to look to clear. They do. It's going to trickle down the length of the ice. Icing's waved off. One ref waved it off. One ref didn't. Boulder's able to clear. The California Wave recover in the neutral zone. They're going to send it down the right wall. Our left, recovered in the corner by Winston. He's going to look up ice. He's going to fire it down ice to Kellen, who's going to chip it into the offensive zone. Blake's going to be the first one on it. He's going to escape behind the offensive net there. He's looking for a teammate. He's going to fire it over to Keegan. Keegan's going to make a great move, another great move. Move it over to G. G's going to send it up the wall. California attempts to clear. Keegan holds the blue line and sends it right back in. Puck ends up on the far wall. California attempts to clear again. They do not. Keegan holds the blue line again. California comes up with it. They move it up there, right, our left. Recovered by Declan. Declan's going to fire cross ice to Keegan. Keegan's going to escape. He's going to send it behind his own net to Declan. Declan looks up ice. Sends it down the wall. The puck does clear, I believe. Maybe not. Now it's cleared. California sends it back deep into the Boulder zone. Declan will be the first one on it. He sends it behind the net to Keegan. Keegan sends it back to Declan. Declan looks up ice, takes his time. Sends it back behind the net, rims around. Landon's going to get it and chip it out of the zone. California will recover in the defensive zone, move to the neutral zone, right back into the Boulder zone. Possibly an offside there. Kate gets it in the Boulder defensive zone, moves it up to Declan. Declan fires it cross ice to Kate. Kate gets it over the red line. California moves it back over the red line. Jack has it now. He's moving in the defensive zone. He's going to battle in the corner. He takes a body. Great job there from Jack. Kate moves it up the wall. Connor chips it around a defender. Kate there for support. Kate's going to fire it out of the zone to Landon. Landon's one-on-one with a California player. He's going to fire low on net. Saved by California. California's going to recover behind their net. Send it out of the zone. Kate recovers. She moves it up ice to Liam. Poked away. Alex on the back check there. Ellie there as well. She's going to bump him off the puck, recover. She's wheeling behind her net. She's going to send it up the wall to Alex. Alex attempts to get it to Brooks. He does on his second attempt. Brooks skates it over the red line past Liam. Not able to connect. Ellie's pressuring in the offensive zone. Liam moves it through the neutral zone to Alex. Alex is over the red line. He's going to skate it into the wave zone. Drops it to Brooks. Brooks makes a move around one. Battle in the corner. The Wave will recover. They will skate it behind the net. They're looking to break out. Puck poked away by Brooks, and the Wave will eventually get it out. They're over the red line now. They're going to send it into the Boulder zone on net, saved by Ben Collins. It is Jack's birthday today. I believe all the kids saying happy birthday to him, I heard. So happy birthday, Mr. Jack Eaton. So Boulder will get a defensive zone face-off here to Mr. Ben Collins' left. We have Keegan, Winston, Blake, Kellen, and G. The puck is dropped, initially won by the Wave, but Kellen's going to come up with it. He's out of the zone. He's over the red line. He's going to chip it into the Wave zone. The Wave are going to get a stick on that. Battle along left wall. Kellen has it again. He's going to send it in the corner. The Wave recover. They skated behind their net, and they're going to rim it around the far side. Blake has it now. He's going to feed it over to Kellen. Kellen's going to shoot. Save by California. The puck is behind the net. Being pressured by G and Blake. They still have it. They're going to rim it around the far side. Keegan's going to pinch, and he's going to be able to hold the blue line once again. That is 3 or 4 straight blue line holds by Keegan. G's going to skate in the slot, put a low shot on net, saved by California. So 10-17 left in the first, 1-0 Boulder lead. Going to get a line change here, and we will see Jack, the birthday boy, Connor, Landon, Declan, and Ellie. So since we are down one player, Jackson, the lines are a little different than maybe you're accustomed to seeing. So adjustments have been made. The Wave win the face-off in the Boulder offensive zone and send it out of the zone. The Wave skate down. It looks like Boulder's going to get penalty, possibly a tripping against Declan as he was defending a Wave player coming down the wall. So we will lose number 53, Declan Dot, for, again, I don't know penalty lengths, so we'll see here what that is once they get it up on the scoreboard. Minute 30. So penalties are a minute 30 in this tournament. We got 10:03 left in the first, 1-0 Boulder lead, and we will lose 53 Declan for at least 90 seconds here. Defensive zone face-off, one back by the Wave. Puck ends up all the way back in their defensive zone. No icing here. The Wave will recover, skated behind their net, pressured by Alex. The Wave are able to get it out. They are over the blue line. They are over the red line. Players one-on-one with Keegan. Keegan gets a stick on it. Wave player comes in and shoots. Sucked up by Ben Collins there as he shot short side. 1:12 left in the penalty. 9:45 left in the period. 1-0 Boulder lead. Which number? 8. So that was number 8. He's a defenseman for the California Wave. Just notified that he is their top player. So we're going to have to keep an eye on number 8 here. The Wave win the face-off. Move it back to their D. Shot on net doesn't go through. Puck is rimmed around by Keegan out of the zone. Icing is waved off. Number 8 from California recovers. He's going to reverse. Move it up the wall. California moves it through the neutral zone. Sends it down ice. This should be an icing. For some reason, it is not. Keegan comes up with it in the corner. Battle in the corner here. Sent behind the net. Ellie's there pressuring now. Puck is sent up the wall. Sent back down the wall by California's defenseman. Ellie pressuring. California's going to send it around. Rims out of their zone. They look to go D-to-D. Picked off by Blake. Blake tries to drop it to Liam there. Not able to connect. California enters the Boulder zone. Keegan was able to apply enough pressure for him to retreat. Keegan battling on the wall. He's taken down. No call. California looks to go backdoor. Great defense there from Kate Schofield. No goal. Boulder's able to clear. Pressured by Blake. Player goes down. No call. Blake's going to come up with it. He's working his way through the neutral zone. He's going to chip it into the California zone. No icing. Puck is in the corner. They're going to rim it around to the far side. Liam's going to be the first Boulder player there. California moves it through the neutral zone. They're on near side. They're going to send it deep into the corner. It's going to rim around behind the net. Winston's going to be the first one there. He stops on it in the corner. Puck taken away. Blake has it now. He chips it behind the net. Kate will be the first one on it. She's going to look up ice. She's going to send it up the wall. Puck is held by California. Battle along the wall. Puck sent into the corner. Winston's going to be the first one there. G's there for support. He comes up with it. He's going to work his way out of the corner. He's looking up ice, and he's going to feed Kellen. Kellen's out of the zone, over the red line. Feeds it over to Winston. Winston's in the slot now, drops it to G. G's looking for a teammate. Can't seem to find anybody. He's looking for help. Sends it to the slot, not able to connect with Kellen. California picks it off. They're going to send it up the near side wall. They chip it through the zone. Kate gets a stick on it, sends it back up the wall. Kellen battling now. Jack there is support. Kellen continuing to battle. Puck ends up in the Boulder zone. Kate recovers. She's going to move a D-to-D to Winston. Winston fires it up to Kellen. Great pass. Kellen's in the offensive zone now. He's going to fire it over to Jack. Jack not able to get it back to Kellen. California picks it up. They're out of the zone. They're over the red line. G on the back check. Puck dumped in. Ellie recovers. She's going to wheel behind the net. She looks up. She's got a lot of ice in front of her. She tries to make a move. It's a California player's skate. Ends up back behind the net. Declan gets it. He's going to send it into the corner up the wall. Connor pressuring. Puck ends up out of the zone, out of play, I believe. Or no, offsides. Going to get a goalie change here. Trey's coming in. Ben's going to hit the bench. So we're roughly midway through the first period here. Not a lot of whistles in this game. Again, it's a 1-0 Boulder lead with 6:38 left in the first. We got Jack, Connor, Landon, Ellie, and Declan out. Trey done in net. California's going to win the faceoff, and they're going to send it deep into the corner. It's going to rim behind the Boulder net. Ellie's going to be the first one there. She tries to drop it to Declan. California gets a piece of it. She's battling. Landon's there to support. He chips it over to Ellie. Battle between Ellie and a California player. He lost a stick. Jack there for support. Connor moves it up to Jack. Puck's out of the zone. In the neutral zone now. California has it. They look to re-enter the Boulder zone. They do not. California player got over just a little too soon there. There was some confusion as the puck got tied up on the blue line, and that's an offsides. So 6:05 left in the first. 1-0 lead for Boulder. Neutral zone faceoff coming. We got Liam, Brooks, Alex, Keegan, and Kate. Trey done in net. Puck is dropped. One back again by California. They're going to send it deep in the Boulder zone. Trey tries to get sick on it behind the net. Not able to do so. Kate gets a piece of it. She rims it the other way. California working below the goal line here. They're going to fire the puck towards the net. Blocked by Keegan. He's going to look to skate it out. Alex comes up with it. He's over the red line. He sends it to Liam at the blue line. Liam fires. California gets a stick on it, and it goes over the net. Pressured by Brooks. Brooks is going to move it to Liam. Liam comes up with it. He's going to work his way into the slot. It's on his backhand, poked away. Keegan gets a stick on it. California's got it now. They're going to look to clear. They do. Puck is in the neutral zone. California's going to fire a shot wide of the net from outside the zone. Keegan gets it on the far side wall, moves it to Brooks. Brooks gets a piece of it. Keegan's pressuring now. California sends it back into the Boulder zone. Kate gets it in the corner. She's going to send it up the wall to Alex. Not able to connect. California has it. They send it right back down the wall into the corner. California's going to try and work their way out of the corner. They reverse. Kate's down there battling. Got Brooks there for support. Kate tries to push up the wall to Alex. Alex hit from behind, and California's going to the box. So Boulder will take their first power play of the game here. Yeah, we got number 98. California, we got another Germain. Don't know if they're related to the other members of the Germain clan. But we got 4:49. What? Oh, nice. Yeah. We got 4:49 left in the first. 1-0 Boulder lead. We will take our first power play of the game. 90 seconds for that power play. We got G, Kellen, Blake, Winston, and Ellie. Looks like the five of them are working out kind of their power play positions here. Puck is won back by the California Wave. They're going to rim it around the far side. It's going to end up in the neutral zone, Boulder D zone. Ellie recovers. She's going to look up ice. She's going to fire down ice to G. G gets a stick on it. He's going to make a move around, fired over to Ellie. Ellie's over the red line. She's in the zone. She's going to shoot. Save Wave. Almost a rebound opportunity there from G. Puck is down the neutral zone. Moved back to Kellen. Kellen doesn't get all of it. He looks to clear. And Blake gets it. He's out of the zone. He's over the red line. He's entering the far side of the offensive zone. He's taking a body there. Battle in the corner. I believe that's Winston with it. He's looking for a teammate. He's going to fire it over to Kellen. Kellen makes a move around one. Falls. Gets it back. Moves it down to Winston in the corner, who moves it up to Blake. Blake makes a move around one. Picks it up in the slot. Fires it backhand. Goalie barely gets a piece of it, and California is able to clear, and that'll certainly be an icing. It is. 3:47 left in the first. Great pressure there from Boulder. 28 seconds left on the power play. 1-0 Boulder lead. We'll see an offensive zone faceoff following the icing. And we'll get Alex, Brooks, Keegan, Declan, and Winston. Puck is dropped, one back by California. They're going to look to clear. Declan does a great job holding the blue line. He's going to fire a shot on net, save California. 3:38 left in the first, 19 seconds left on the power play. 1-0 Boulder lead. Offensive zone face-off. Puck is dropped. Alex gets a piece of it. Puck ends up right in front of the net. Keegan and Alex go down. California recovers. They look to clear. Declan holds again. California recovers in their own corner. They're going to rim it around behind the net. Liam's going to be the first one there. He gets a stick on it. The puck will end up out of play. 3:26 left in the first now. 1-0 Boulder lead and 7 seconds left on the power play. Going to get a line change. Trey Dunn is still in net. We got Jack, Connor, Landon, Kate Schofield, and Winston. Puck is dropped. Went over to Landon. He drives the net, almost buries it back with a deke there. Got the goalie to commit and tried to tuck it right around him. Puck ends up to Winston at the blue line. He fires into the opposite corner. California's going to recover, skated out of the zone. Winston's going to snag that puck in the Boulder defensive zone. He's out of the zone. He's over the red line. He's in the wave zone. He's coming in. He's going to fire it. Goes off a defender's shin pads. California's going to recover. They're out of their zone. They're over the red line. They're in the Boulder zone. One-on-one with Kate. They move it over back door. And Trey makes a fantastic save. And Boulder's going to continue with a 1-0 lead with 2:49 left in the first. We're going to get a defensive zone face-off. Doesn't look like we're going to get a line change here. We're going to keep the same 5 out. And that is Connor, Landon, Jack, Kate, Winston, and Trey. Just want to point out, Jack normally plays D, and he's playing center today. So kudos for him for the late position change. Shot on net by the Wave after the face-off. Save Trey Dunn. Great job there. Winston's going to recover. He's going to try to clear. He does not. Jack gets a piece of it, sends it out of the zone. California's going to recover, work their way through the neutral zone. They're going to fire cross ice. Case there to pressure. Puck does not clear. Almost gets out. Winston's going to be the first one in the near side corner. He's going to drop it to Kate. Kate's going to take the open ice in front of her. She's got a lot of it. She's out of the zone. She's over the red line. She's in the offensive zone. She's going to drop it to Winston. Winston's looking to fire back door. We get a piece of it and goes right over the net. Great play there, Boulder. 2:10 left in the first after the whistle. 1-0 Boulder lead. We're going to get an offensive zone faceoff. We're going to see G, Blake, Helen, Keegan, and Ellie. Trey Dunn still in net. Ellie's got her stick in the air like she's hoping for a one-timer. G takes a face-off, one back by California, set up the wall, held by Keegan. Keegan makes a move around one. He fires it over to Ellie. Ellie's going to shoot right off the shin pads for California. She's on the back check now. She's going to be the first one on it and send it right back into the California zone. G gets a piece of it, comes in, fires a shot just wide left of the net. Puck ends up in the corner, and G's going to absolutely bury number 10 from California. And we will, unfortunately, lose number 27, G. Germain, for 90 seconds here as he was pressuring on the forecheck. Cut a California defender from behind there. So 1:46 left in the first. 90-second penalty for G, so we will go on the kill for at least 90 seconds, and Boulder has a 1-0 lead. All right, we got Ellie, Keegan, it's like Brooks, and Blake. California's going to come up with the puck off the face-off. They're going to move it to the far side. Fire shot on net. Save Trey Dunn. Ellie first back in the corner. She's battling with the California player. Brooks there for support. He's going to come up with it. He's going to send it off the glass. Puck doesn't get out. California able to hold. Ellie's there. She's going to take a body. Brooks gets it out. Puck is in the neutral zone. California's looking to go D to D. They do. Number 8 is on the ice. He's their guy. He's working it over the red line, feeling some pressure from Blake. He's going to work his way through the middle of the ice. He's one-on-one with Ellie. Ellie staying right with him, pressuring the puck, pressuring the body. He's going to reverse, send it up the wall. Defenseman pressured by Brooks. Brooks gets a piece of it, looks to clear. Second attempt does. California has it in the neutral zone now. They're going to send it far side, and it's going to trickle into the Boulder zone. No icing. Trey's going to send it up the wall. He's got to get back in the crease. California sends it wide right. Ellie gets a piece of it, moves it up to Liam. Liam's tripped. Boom. That'll end the penalty. Well, it won't end the penalty, but it will kind of negate the advantage, I should say. As with 25 seconds left on the power play for California, great penalty kill there from Boulder. Liam's able to draw a penalty. That's why we move our feet, folks. With 41 seconds left in the first, Boulder has a 1-0 lead. We will start a power play in 25 seconds as we will take the man advantage. Right now it's 4-4. The puck is won back again by California. They recover, skated behind their net, and they're able to break it out. They chip it up the wall in the neutral zone. Kate's there to stop the puck, send it back up the wall. California gets a piece of it, sends it in the corner. Puck trickles behind the net. Declan's going to be the first one there. He's going to send it D to D to Kate below the goal line. Kate sends it D to D to D. Declan comes up with it. He's in the corner. He's going to send it D to D to D to D. He gets a piece of it, fires it up to Alex. Goes off his skate, ends up in the California zone. Liam forechecking hard. California player goes down, no call. Liam's still battling. He's looking for a teammate. He rifles it, backhand on net, save California. So 2 seconds left in the first, 50 seconds left on the Boulder power play. So we got 5, they got 4, if anyone's confused. 2 seconds left. Gonna need a real quick shot here for anything to happen. And that'll be the end of the first. Brooks is gonna take the drop. He's got Kate, Alex, Liam, and Declan with him. Puck is dropped, battle at the dot. That's the end of the first. So we'll start the second with 48 seconds of power play time. We'll have, again, this is 15-minute periods. If I hadn't made that clear previously, we'll carry a 1-0 lead into the second. We'll see you at the start of the second. All right, just so everyone's clear, I was confused before the game when we were going to get a Zam break. That's now. So if you got to hit the restroom, grab another beer, whatever it is you're doing, we're probably going to start here in about, 10, 15 minutes. They're going to Zam it now, as we didn't get a Zam before the game. So take some time, and we'll see you at the beginning of the second. All right, everyone, we are back. So after that Zam break, which was much needed for those of us that needed a bathroom break here, we will resume the game starting the second period, 15 minutes on the clock. We will reconvene with our power play, 48 seconds left on that. I believe they're going to give the kids maybe somewhat of a warm-up here. I don't know. Just want to let everyone know that I talked to Mr. Kenny Higdon before the game. He said that he recommends a show called Heated Rivalry. As a matter of fact, if you were to start it, you should probably do it on the airplane ride home. All right, it doesn't look like we're going to get a warm-up. Again, we have 15 minutes on the clock. Started the second period here, 48 seconds on the power play for Boulder. Players are meeting with their coaches in front of the bench. Looks like Ben Collins will take back the net, as the goalies typically do, where they rotate half periods here. Boulder is going to send out Liam, Alex, Brooks, Keegan, and Ellie. Seems to be some confusion on the ice. Only Alex knows what side of the ice to start on. Good job, Mr. Sosnowski. We're figuring it out. We are switching sides of the ice here for anyone that is confused on the directions. Puck is dropped one back again by California. They're killing it on faceoffs. They're going to send it off the wall in the neutral zone. Recovered by Liam. Poked away. Ellie gets it. She's going to escape. Wheel behind the net and look up ice. She's got some ice in front of her. She's going to go. She gets it over the red line and sends it deep into the corner in the California zone. California's going to recover. They look to go D to D. Poked away by Keegan. Alex attempts to get a stick on it. Liam attempts to hold the blue line. Puck is out. California players going to skate in the Boulder zone. Ellie's going to defend. Poked away. Ellie recovers behind the net. She looks up ice. She's going to send it cross ice. She was looking for Liam. Goes right off the California player. Liam picks it up. Sends it out of the zone. Alex on the forecheck. Keegan with them. They're racing. They got a little guy from California. Should be able to outmuscle him. He takes himself out. Alex gets it. He's looking for the slot. Not able to connect with anybody. Puck pops out. Puck pokes out. Puck pops out. Jesus. Not able to get a piece of it from Alex there. Puck ends up in the Boulder zone. I believe it's an offsides. That'll be a stoppage play. 14:01 left in the second. 1-0 Boulder lead. And that's the end of the power play. We're going to get Kate, Winston, Jack, Connor, and Landon. Ben Collins still in net. This will be a neutral zone faceoff following the offsides. Puck is dropped. One back again by California. And they almost ship it in their own bench, but it ends up in the Boulder zone. They look to attack. Poked away. Winston recovers. He's working his way through the defensive zone. Finds Jack. Connor comes up with it and fires it over to Landon. Poked away. Kate gets a piece of it. Moves over to Winston. Winston's going to fire a wide right of the net from the neutral zone. Jack on it. He goes down. No call. Battle in the corner. Landon gets a piece of it. Fires up to Winston. Winston shoots. I believe that was high and wide. I heard glass. California clears. Jack pressuring in the neutral zone. Landon's going to come up with it. Winston's calling for it. Poked away from Landon. Landon retreats into the corner. Poked away again. Kay gets a piece of it. California comes up with it. They're working their way behind the net. They look to the high slot. They find it. He tries to send it on net backhand. It's blocked by, I believe, Connor. Could have been Landon there. Kate comes up with it below the goal line. She's going to escape. She sends it behind the net to Winston. Winston looks up ice. Not able to find anyone. He sends it cross ice. Kate gets it in the corner. She's going to rim it around behind the net back to Winston. Some D to D to D action there. Puck ends up in the neutral zone. Blake pursues. California re-enters the zone. Send in the corner. Kate's the first one back with the California player. Great job taking the body there, number 16, Kate Schofield. G gets a piece of it, drops it right back to Kate. Boulder's done an excellent job here keeping the puck along the outside of their defensive zone, preventing any quality scoring opportunities for California. Winston's going to get the puck in the neutral zone, enter the California zone. Puck poked away, recovered by California. They advance it up to the neutral zone. Players one-on-one with Ellie. He's going to attack the slot, and Kellen takes the body there. Thank you, number 13, taking one for the team. Winston's going to grab it, makes a move around one. He's working his way through the neutral zone. He attempts to fire it deep in the California zone. It doesn't get through. California comes up with it one-on-one with Ellie. Fires a shot on net. Easy save, number 31, Ben Collins. Puck ends up in the corner. Trickles behind the net. Winston recovers. He's going to look up ice. California's really stepped up their forecheck in this period, and the D have got to be ready for this. Winston absolutely demolishes a kid against the boards. No complaints here from me. Oh, California parents are going to be mad. So on a delayed penalty from Winston's body contact, puck ends up in the high slot, shot fired on net, saved from Ben Collins, but it trickles out up front. California gets it and sends it in the net on a rebound, but before they could, the refs blew it dead. So Boulder absolutely caught a break on that one, and they will start a penalty kill with 11:26 left in the second. 1 minute and 30 seconds left on Winston's penalty, or to start Winston's penalty. We got Brooks, Keegan, Alex, and Declan. Brooks is going to take the drop to Ben's left, defensive zone. Puck is dropped. Keegan comes up with it, moves it behind the net to Declan, sends it up the wall. Puck does not get out. California sends it way wide left behind the net. Rebound opportunity. Goes high off the glass. Pops out back to the blue line. Shot on net. Initial save from Ben, and then a rebound goal from California. It is a tie game. 1-1 tie game with 11:07 left in the second. Following the goal, California is going to win the face-off. They're going to move it D to D, move it up the wall. Liam comes up with it. He's going to move it up to Alex. Boulder is now in the offensive zone. Liam moves along the left wall. Puck is in the corner. Puck is fired to the slot, recovered by California. They attempt to clear. They initially do not. Liam throws it back in the zone. California clears on a second attempt. Ellie's going to pressure the body. Puck gets by, ends up below the goal line. Kate recovers. She looks up ice, finds Alex. Alex gets a piece of it. The puck's going to trickle down ice. No icing. Looks to be some confusion there from California. Brooks was great there on the forecheck to pressure that player and get the puck back. He moves it to Liam in the high slot. The puck does not get out. Pops out to Ellie, who fires it over to Liam. Liam's going to enter. Shot not able to get through. California recovers. They're going to wheel behind the net, and they're going to exit up the far side of the wall. They're over the red line. They're in the Boulder zone, one-on-one with Kate. Kate pokes it away. Great defense, 16. Kate's going to move it up to Liam. Liam's over the red line. He's going to enter the California zone. He's going to make a move around one. He shoots wide left. Tough angle there for 23, Liam Walters. Puck held by Jack Heaton, who fires it over to Liam, who fires it back to Jack, who fires a wide left to the net. California recovers. They look to clear. They do. Puck ends up in the Boulder zone. Kate recovers. She's looking up ice. She's going to send it to Connor. They connect. Connor moves it to Jack. Jack's in the slot. Landon gets a piece and puts it off the post. Great pressure there from Boulder. That was almost a goal. Great job. California looks to re-enter the Boulder zone. They do not, but they send it in on a second attempt. Keegan first one back. He gets a piece of it, sends it up the wall. Not able to get it out of the zone. California holds. Puck pops out. California recovers. They send it back in. Poked away by Landon. Keegan's going to recover in the defensive zone. He's going to take his time. He's going to escape. Send it behind the net to Declan. Declan looks up ice. And he's going to move it up to Connor. Connor gets it over the red line. Puck enters the California zone. They do recover. Landon pursuing. Jack pursuing now. Puck moves out to the neutral zone. Keegan gets it. Tries to fire it back in. Initial attempt does not go through. Jack moves it in. California looks to clear. Landon holds the blue line. Landon's entering now. He throws the puck on net. Excellent rebound opportunity there. Not able to capitalize. California clears. Pressured by Jack. California player goes down. No call. Great physicality there from 6. Landon gets a stick on it. Moves it over to G, but unfortunately we're offsides on the line change there. 8:15 left in the second. 1-1 game. All right, following the face-off, California's going to come up with it in the neutral zone. Kate pursuing. She's going to come up with it. She works her way out of the corner behind the net. She's wheeling. She's wheeling hard. Puck gets out. G comes up with it. We got a 2-on-1. G feeds it over to Blake. Blake shoots. High, wide right. Excellent opportunity there. California moves it behind the net into the near side corner. Blake first on it for Boulder. He makes a move around one. Puck pops out to Kellen. Shot on net. Save California. California recovers, sends it up the wall. Puck ends up in the defensive zone. Kate gets it, moves it D to Winston. Winston's going to look up ice. He's trying to find Kellen or Blake. Poked away by California. Oh, Kellen tries to rim it around the other way. Takes a weird bounce and ends up in the high slot, but Boulder recovers. G feeds it over to Kellen. Not able to hold on to that one. Kellen pursuing. California is going to clear. They're over the red line. They're into the Boulder zone. They're going to dump it in the corner. LA first back to recover. Brooks comes up with it. He moves it up ice to Blake. Blake drops it back to Brooks. Brooks clears. Puck's going to trickle into the California zone. Kellen first on the forecheck. Brooks there for support. Brooks gets a stick on it. California's going to rim it around. Declan's going to look to hold the blue line. They get around Kellen. Declan gets it in the neutral zone. Tries to dump it back in and goes into the bench. We're going to get stoppage of play with 6:46 left in the second. 1-1 game. Just like we said before this game started, we knew it was going to be fairly close because of their close proximity as far as my hockey rankings. Trey Dunn's taking the net, to be completely honest. I haven't been paying too much attention to the goalie changes there. So I believe this is the first time he's come in for the second. So 5-on-5 hockey, we got Liam, Brooks, Alex, Declan, and Ellie. After the face-off, puck ends up in the California zone. They look to clear. They do not. Ellie holds the blue line, fires a shot towards the net, redirected by California wide. California is looking to work out from below the goal line. Liam comes up with it. He's trying to feed it over to Alex. Picked off. Alex is battling here. He's in the slot, poked away. He's still battling. Kid never stops battling. Ellie gets into the blue line. She's going to send it into the corner. It's going to trickle behind the net. Alex first on the forecheck again. Puck trickles around. Declan not able to hold. Puck pops out. Declan battling hard here in the defensive zone, using his body to get possession. I believe that's Brooks who's going to feed Alex. Alex is over the red line. He's going to send to Liam. Liam's one-on-one. This is what we want. Liam's in. Oh! He makes a great move around the goalie and puts it off the near side part of the net. Brooks fires it to the slot, not able to connect. Declan gets a piece of it. Fires it over the net. Puck trickles around. And California looks to clear, and they're going to send it down for an icing. Great pressure there from the Rough Riders. 5:39 left in the second. 1-1 game. Going to get a line change here. We got Keegan, Winston, Connor, Landon, Jack. Again, just want to give a shout out to number 6, Jack Eaton. You know, playing defense all year and stepping into this tournament at center. Not an easy task. California's going to win that puck, win that face-off You can send the puck around. Puck is sent to the slot. Landon fires it just wide, almost a goal there. Winston's able to hold after the puck trickles around to the blue line. Landon first on the forecheck. Jack there for support. Landon on the forecheck again here. California looks to clear. Picked off by Connor. He gets a piece of it. Winston battling now, using his big body to try and get possession. California comes up with it. They exit the zone. They're over the red line. They're one-on-one with Keegan. They're going to dump it in. Smart choice. Trey gets a piece of it behind the net. He's going to move it right back to Keegan. Keegan's working his way out from behind the net. He's got a lot of ice in front of him. He's going to take it. He's out of the zone. He's over the red line. He's 1-on-2. He's going to take this. He fires a shot just left of the net. California looks to clear. They do. They break it out. They're over the red line. They're in the Boulder zone. Pressured by, I believe, Jack. Puck sent into the corner. California looks to center it. Jack picks it off, sends it behind the net. Puck trickles into the far side defensive corner. Moved back to Winston. Winston's looking up ice. He's going to find Connor, not able to connect. California gets a piece of it. The puck trickles into the California zone. Landon gets a piece of it. Great forecheck there. He's looking for someone. No one home. Keegan gets it towards the blue line. He's going to enter. He's attacking the slot. Puck pops out. Kelly gets a piece. Goal, number 13, Kellen Kendall, assisted by number 7, Keegan St. Clair. And if there's a second assist on that, that's going to Landon Carvalho. 4:09 left in the second. 1-2 game. Boulder takes the lead. All right, following the Boulder goal, putting us in the lead, 2-1. We got 4:09 left in the second. We're going to see Blake, G, Kellen, Ellie, and the She-Feds. So that's Ellie and Kate. Sorry, don't want to leave them out. Puck was initially won back by the Waves, sent into the Boulder zone. G's going to come up with it. He's going to look to enter the middle of the ice. Puck poked away. I'm having a hard time with that. Sends it Kellen, who's in the offensive zone, tries to make a move by one. Blake comes up with it. He's going to move it back to G. G moves it back to Blake. Moves it to Ellie. Ellie moves it to Blake. Blake's going to shoot. Goal. Goal number 65, Blake Davis, assisted by Ellie. And who else was that? G. Assisted by Ellie and G, putting Boulder up 3-1 with 3:30 left in the second. Great unselfish puck movement there by Boulder here in the second period. Feeling a lot of pressure from California, not allowing anything from the middle of the ice in the defensive zone. Great breakouts, great pressure on the forecheck. We're responding really, really well here in the second. Hopefully we can carry this through the rest of the game. So for the center ice face-off following Blake's goal, we're going to get Blake, G, Kellen, Kate, and Ellie. Puck is won back to Kate. Kate's going to enter the zone. She's going to fire it. Off the glove, almost trickles in from number 16, Kate Schofield. Battle in the corner here. G's going to come up with it. He's going to send it up the wall to Ellie. Ellie's going to walk. She's going to send it right back to G. G's going to send it right back to Ellie. Ellie enters the slot, taps it around one. And then Blake gets a piece of it and scores. So second goal scored by Blake Davis, assisted by Ellie and G. Again, great unselfish puck movement there to get the goal, putting Boulder up 4-1 with 3:08 left in the second. Going to get a line change here following both goals from 65, Blake Davis. Way to go, kid. We got Winston, Declan, Brooks, Liam, and Alex. Liam was lining up to take face off. I think he's going to take it. Puck is dropped. Battle in the neutral zone following the face-off. Sent deep in the Boulder zone. Declan's going to be the first Boulder player back to recover. He's going to try and move it over to Winston. But I believe that's Brooks that comes up with it, moves it out of the zone. California's going to recover, send it cross ice, and they're going to get an offsides. Clearly, California's feeling a little bit of pressure here, quickly going down 3 goals in the second. They did have a goalie change, as being pointed out to me by Joe Matro here. Puck is dropped. Neutral zone face-off following the offside. Sorry. Won by Boulder. Alex is going to send it deep into the California zone. California is going to look to break out here on the near side wall. They're able to get around one. They're over the red line. Battle at the blue line. The puck does end up in the Boulder zone, recovered by number 6'7", Alex Sosnowski. Sent up the wall to Brooks Matro, who looks to clear. Puck does not get out. Puck sent back deep into the Boulder zone. Declan's going to be the first on it. Winston comes up with it. He sends it up ice to Alex. We got Alex and Liam. Alex moves it over to Liam, actually. Liam and Alex not quite able to enter the zone yet, and we're going to get offsides. Alex got over a little early, taken down, wasn't able to get back. To be clear, not 6'7's fault there. Boulder with a 4-1 lead, 2:09 left in the second. We're going to get a line change. We got Keegan, Kate, Connor, Jack, and Landon. Trey down the net. Puck is dropped. Neutral zone faceoff. One back by California. They're going to quickly move across ice to their guy number 8. Defended by Kate. Great defense from her. He has to retreat and stop and look for a pass. And Boulder's quickly going to get a piece of that and clear the zone. California recovers in their defensive zone. They look up ice. California still in their defensive zone. They look to move across ice. Landon gets a piece of that. Quickly break out following Landon getting a piece of that. Boulder moves it through the defensive zone. Keegan's got a piece now. He looks to move it back. Gets it to Jack. Battle along the far side wall. California is going to rim it around. They're clearly feeling a lot of pressure. Quickly getting rid of that puck. That's what happens when you forecheck your ass off. California gets a piece of it. They're going to look to move it up the far side wall. They're not able to break it out. Picked off by Jack. Jack sends it to the middle. California comes up with it. They get it over the red line. They're going to enter the Boulder zone. Number 8's got it. He's their guy. He's going to look to send it to the slot. Picked off by number 7, Keegan St. Clair. He's out of the zone. He's over the red line. He's in the California zone. Poked away, but it looks like Boulder might come up with it. Connor gets a piece of it. California is going to exit the zone. They're going to look to re-enter the Boulder zone. They're just going to fire right in the corner. Kate's going to come up with it. She's wheeling behind the net. She's going to attack the middle of the ice. She's going to exit the zone. Man, California's giving her a lot of space. They don't want to do that. She's in the far side corner in the offensive zone. She's moving her way behind the net. She's looking for support. She fires it up to Jack, not able to connect. Puck trickles back into the Boulder zone. Trey's going to stop it and move it over to Keegan. Keegan's going to work his way behind his own net and send it up the wall. Puck gets out. Jack on the forecheck here in the neutral zone, pressuring really hard. Kellen's going to take a guy out, and Kellen's going to the box. So 20 seconds left in the second here. Boulder will go on the kill. Number 13, Kellen Kendall, is going to make his way to the box. If anyone is surprised Ellie hasn't got a penalty yet, I think we all are. So, yeah, knock on wood if you have it. So Boulder will finish his period on the kill. Minute 30 here on the penalty for Kellen. 20 seconds left in the second. 4-1 Boulder lead. We're going to get defensive zone faceoff. We got G, Blake, Ellie, and I believe that's Declan. It is. Trade on the net. Puck won back by Boulder. Ellie's going to rim it around. Puck does not get out. G pressures. Puck into the corner. Declan pressures. G there for support. Puck pops out. Shots fired high wide. California with the puck below the goal line. They look to get to the slot. That's the end of the second. So moving into the third period, again, we're not going to get a ZAM here. We will start the third period with 15 minutes on the clock. Boulder will carry a 4-1 lead with a minute and 9 seconds left in Kellen's penalty. So we'll start this period on the kill. Apologize in advance if the call is delayed to start the third. Got to run to the restroom, and I'll see you guys here at the start of the third, hopefully. All right, everyone, we're back for the third. I made it. 15 minutes on the clock here to start the third. Boulder's got a 4-1 lead. Minute 9. Start the period here on the penalty kill. Puck's into the Boulder zone following the start of the third period's face-off. Boulder looks to clear. California's going to hold. They're going to look to move back door. They fire a shot on net. Save Ben Collins. Great save. Second attempt blocked by a Boulder defenseman. California looks to center. The puck's going to trickle out of the zone. California recovers in the defensive zone. They clear. They re-enter the Boulder zone. Taken away by Winston. Winston fires it out of the zone, the length of the ice. And that will be an icing. 14:21 left in the third. Boulder, again, with a 4-1 lead. 31 seconds left on the kill. Going to get a line change here. We got the she fence on defense with Brooks and Alex. Ben Collins in net. Defensive zone face-off to Ben's left. Alex comes away with the face-off, or the puck following the face-off. Poked away. Kate recovers, sends it below the net to Ellie. Not able to connect. Puck comes up the wall. Ellie clears. And no ice. Alex pressuring. California's going to rim it around. They're going to send it behind their net. They're looking to break out. Alex pressuring. Great forecheck from 6-7. And that's the end of the penalty. So we're back to 5-on-5 hockey as Kellen heads to the bench. And Liam enters the game. So was that an icing? Yeah, so icing as I was watching who was coming out for Kellen there. So the puck will move back down in the Boulder defensive zone for a face-off. 13:39 left in the third. 4-1 lead. We got Brooks, Alex, Liam, Ellie and Kate, she fence on defense, and Ben and net. Boulder is going to exit the zone. Alex is going to fire a shot on net. Save from California. They look to break it out. They do. Puck is going to trickle down the Boulder defensive zone. Ellie recovers. She works her way behind the net. Makes a move around one. Reverses. Moves it. Oh, not yet. Looks up ice. Sends it to Alex. Alex is out of zone. He was looking for Liam. Liam does get it. He enters the California zone. He's driving wide. Facing pressure from two players. Brooks there for support. Puck along the wall. California is exiting the zone. They're going to go cross ice to number 8. That's their guy. Kate's 1-on-1. Number 8 shoots. Easy save, Ben Collins. And the puck flies out of play right into, I believe that's Ozzy's hands. All right, Boulder defensive zone face-off. We're going to get Declan, Keegan, Connor, Landon, and Jack. California's going to win that face-off. Fire shot on net. Save Ben Collins. Puck's not able to clear. California re-enters. Good shot on net from California. Greater save from Ben Collins there. California able to hold the blue line again. Keegan's going to send it to Declan below the goal line. Declan's going to send it back to Keegan. So some D to D to D there. And California able to hold the blue line. Keegan pressures. He's going to skate it out of the zone. He's in the California zone. Looks to make a move around one. Still has a puck. He's going to stop along the boards. He's looking for some support. Moves it back to Jack. Jack's going to fire it low on net. Save California. California is going to move it behind their net and try and send it up the wall. Held initially by Jack. Sent deeper in the zone by Connor. Landon pursues. California looks to break it out. Not able to clear because Declan holds the blue line with his skate. Great move. California recovers. Taking their time below the goal line. Landon pressuring. Landon still pressuring. Landon gets a piece of it as they clear the zone. California moves to the neutral zone. Enters the Boulder zone. Sends it below the goal line. Declan pursuing. Jack there for support. Puck moves over to Connor. Connor looks to exit the zone. He clears. Puck pops out to Landon. Landon's 1-on-1. Let's go, kid. He's going to shoot. Oh, it goes right off the defender's shin pads. California breaks it out, moves it in the neutral zone. Winston's there, tries to get a piece of it. Number 8's one-on-one with G. G with the defense, or should I say G-fence, stops number 8, and the puck ends up all the way down below the goal line in the California zone. Keegan pressuring, holding the wall there. Blake gets a piece of it. Puck pops out in the slot. G not quite able to get enough of it. California breaks it out. Battle along the near side wall. California is going to send it in. Kellen's first on it in the corner. He sends it up the wall out of the zone. Puck is going to go the length of the ice. And wow, I am shocked. Out of all the icings they've waved off, they didn't want to wave that one off when that kid was dogging his ass to that puck. We got 10:38 left in the third. 4-1 Boulder lead. And the puck will move back the length of the ice to the Boulder defensive zone. We're going to see Ellie, Winston, Blake, Kellen, and G. G's going to take a drop here to Ben's left. Puck is dropped. One back by California. California is going to look to throw it on net. Ellie gets a piece of it, tries to send it to the corner. Doesn't get there. Puck is sent around the net into the opposite corner. They're going to send it behind the net. They look to the slot, but no one's home there for California. G pursuing now. Winston there for support. He's going to battle. California just keeps throwing it to the middle of the ice. It doesn't matter if anyone's there or not. They just keep throwing it there. Ellie comes up with it. She's going to skate it out of the Z zone. Doesn't get out. Thankfully, G's there for support. Kellen there to back him up. Kellen comes up the wall, and he's going to send it out of the zone, the length of the ice. This will be an icing for sure, and it's legitimate this time. 9:56 left in the third, 4-1 Boulder lead. We're going to get a line change. Ben Collins in net. And we will see Brooks, Liam, Alex, Kate, and Declan. Puck is dropped. Ends up below the goal line behind Ben. Some traffic here out front. Couple rebound opportunities. Number 31, Ben Collins, is going to suck that up and prevent any goals. So we got 9:46 left in the third, 4-1 Boulder lead, and we're going to see a defensive zone face-off. Say what? E-bug? Yeah. Brooks is our emergency backup goalie, also known as an E-bug. He's going to take the face-off here, and after a battle off the face-off, Declan comes up with it. He's going to try and send it behind the net to his D partner. Doesn't get through. Brooks pressuring. Liam pressuring. Brooks moves it to Liam. Liam's going to move it up to Alex. Alex is in the California zone. He splits the D, and he's taken down. That's going to be a penalty against California. He's too fast. Hardest working kid I know, 6'7". 9:29 left in the third. 4-1 Boulder lead. We'd love to see a penalty shot there, Joe, but naturally we're not going to get it. So I'll continue to be disappointed. 1:30 on the clock here for Boulder's power play. With 9:29 left in the third, 4-1 Boulder lead. We're going to see Brooks, Kate, I believe that's Alex, Declan, and Liam. Puck is dropped. Alex is going to come up with it. Pops out to Brooks. Brooks gets a shot on net. Save California. Battle in front of the net here. Puck is still loose. Puck is still loose. Puck is there. Brooks shoots it off the post at point-blank range. He fires it to the slot, not able to connect. California's going to look to clear. They do. Declan recovers in the neutral zone. He tries to send it up the same wall. Brooks gets a piece of it. Battle here at the red line, and Alex comes up with it. He's going to enter the Boulder zone. He's looking for a teammate. He's going to take it behind the net. He's going to send it back in front of the net, not able to connect. California gets a piece of it. Brooks is battling along the wall. California clears. It's going to go the length of the ice. Ben's going to stop it. Liam gets a piece of it. That was a weird redirect there. And he sends it up the wall. Kate gets it out. She's battling now in the neutral zone. Alex pokes it in. He's one-on-one. He's coming in. He shoots off the side of the net. Great job again, 6'7". Brooks is going to feed Alex behind the net. He's looking out front for a teammate. He sends it out front, not able to connect. Keegan gets it. He throws it on net. Save California. California looks to rim it and send it out of the zone. They do. It's going to go the length of the ice. No icing. Keegan's going to get it and get it out of the zone. He's over the red line. Great footwork there to keep it. He's going to try and make a move around one. Battle along the wall. California has it now. They're in the neutral zone. They're entering the Boulder zone. They look to fire it on net. Blocked by 6'7" Alex Sosnowski. Jack working below the goal line. He's going to feed it up to Winston. Winston's looking for a teammate. He sends it over to Keegan. Keegan sends it to the wall, preventing a risky chance there in front of the net. Jack and Keegan can't figure out who wants it. Jack sends it up the wall. Keegan pursuing. Puck is in the neutral zone, back in the Boulder zone. Jack's going to move it cross ice to Winston. Winston looks up, and he's going to send it to Connor. Connor moves it over to Landon. Landon's in the California zone. He sends it in the corner, trickles behind the net. Connor pursuing. California sends it up the wall, right to Jack. Thank you. California not able to clear initially. Jackson come up with it. He's coming in. He shoots. Save California. 7:14 left in the third, and Boulder has a 4-1 lead. Let's go. Got a line change here. Oh, no, we don't. Disregard, we got a goalie change. Trey Dunn coming into the game with 7:14 left here in the third. 4-1 Boulder lead. Connor, Jack, and Landon are going to stay out with Keegan and Winston. Jack's going to take the drop. He's to our left of the California goalie. Battle in the dot. California comes up with it. They're going to move it up ice in the neutral zone. Winston recovers, sends it cross ice to Keegan. Keegan's going to move it up to Connor. Connor chips in the zone. Jack's right there like he's been playing center his whole life. Sends it to the slot. Landon fires a shot on net. Save California. California looks to move it up the far side wall. They're out of the zone, and they're going to send it through the neutral zone into the Boulder zone. Keegan defending now as the puck is in the Boulder zone below the goal line. He's going to come up with it. Easy work for 7. He's going to battle a little guy there, and he wins it. That's physics, folks. Keegan comes up with it. He looks to skate out of the zone, poked away, but Landon comes up with it. Landon's re-entering the California zone. He sends it to the slot, not able to connect. Winston comes up with it. He sends it back to Jack. Jack has it in the high slot, moves it over the far side to Landon. Landon sends it in the corner, trickles below the goal, below the net. Connor sends it up the wall, and Landon picks it up, moves it over to Winston on the wing. Winston fires a wide right of the net. Puck pops out to Keegan at the blue line, who sends it deep into the California zone, trickles to the opposite corner. Pressured by Winston. Landon comes up with it. He sends it up to the slot. Winston got a piece of it. Maybe someone else did. Saved by California. California exits the zone, and they're going to chip it deep into the Boulder zone. No icing. Jack first back to recover. He's working his way behind the net. He's looking for a teammate. He's going to escape. He's going to send it over to Ellie. Ellie's going to chip it around a California player. Poked away from Jack there, sending the opposite corner. California recovers. They're going to enter the high slot. They're going to shoot. It's deflected high and wide of the net. Winston comes up with it in the corner. He's battling. No one able to... Oh, California comes up with possession. They enter the high slot. Back in opportunity. Save. Trey Dunn. Second opportunity. Save Trey Dunn. Jack sends it up the wall. Not able to clear. Puck still in the Boulder zone. Not able to clear yet. We finally do as Blake skates it out, gets it over the red line, chips it into the California zone. California is going to re-enter. Number 8 defended by Kate. Great defense there, 16. Kate's going to send it up the wall to 13. Kellen Kendall, who chips it to the middle of the ice of Blake. Blake tries to chip it in the offensive zone. It's taken away. Sent back into the Boulder zone. Kate gets a piece of it. She's looking for a teammate. Goes off the player's skates. Kellen comes up with it. Poked away. He recovers. He's going to send it up ice to Blake. Poked away initially. Moved back to Ellie. Ellie looks cross ice to Kate. She's wide open. She tries to get it to Kellen. Poked away. California recovers in the neutral zone here. Puck's along the near side wall and sent deep into the California zone by Boulder. G on the forecheck. Puck is rimmed around to the far side. Blake pursuing. Battle along the wall in front of the California bench. And I believe that's Alex that comes up with it. He takes a body. He doesn't go down. The other kid does. That's how that works. Puck moved to G in the corner. G still working his way out of the corner here. Looking for a teammate. He moves it over to Kate. Kate moves it over to Ellie. Not able to connect. Ellie sends it in the corner. Trickles behind the net. Blake pursuing. Puck moved to Alex from the California player. Thank you. G pursuing now on the forecheck. No one able to come up with clear possession here. The puck does come out of the zone, and Kate absolutely drops a California player at the blue line. I don't think that was a penalty. I think that was just pure physics, Joe, she just stood her ground. The kid didn't have to run into her. He did. We all have choices. So 3:33 left in the third. 4-1 lead for Boulder. We'll lose Kate Schofield for at least 90 seconds here. We're going to get a line change as we're going to see Keegan, Declan, Brooks, and Alex Trey Dunn in net. Face-off is in defensive zone to Trey's left. Puck is dropped. One back by California. They lose it as Alex takes it away. Alex is going to try and work his way out of the defensive zone. Poked away. Declan pressuring now. Their player, number 8, looks to throw it in front of the net. Again, not able to connect. I'm all for centering passes, but if no one's there, I just don't get it. California's going to shoot it. It looks like it's redirected by Alex's stick. Well over the net. Declan's going to recover below the net, and he's going to chip it out backhand out of the zone. That will be an icing, I believe. It is. So 3 minutes left in the third. 4-1 lead for Boulder. 57-7. I'm stumbling over my words here. 57 seconds left in the penalty for 16 Kate Schofield. Defensive zone face-off to Trey's right. We got Declan, Keegan, Liam, and Connor. Puck was face-off was won back by California. Slap shot, high and wide right. Going to end in a stoppage of play. 2:55 left in the third. 4-1 Boulder lead. 51 seconds left on the kill. Liam's going to take the face-off to Trey's right. Puck is won back again by California. They've done a great job on face-offs here. It's easy save for Trey Dunn as the puck goes to the corner. And Declan's going to come up with it and send it out of the zone. I believe that will be an icing again. It is. 2:40 left in the third. 37 seconds left in the penalty kill. 4-1 lead for Boulder as the puck will move back into the defensive zone for face-off to Trey's left. Liam's going to take the face off. The same 4 skaters are going to stay on the ice here. Puck is dropped. One back again by California. Number 8 makes a move around 1, makes a move around 2. He's going to enter the corner. He's going to skate behind the net. He's looking for a teammate. He actually finds one this time. Shot, goal, California. So that will negate the penalty. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. The game is 4-2 with 2:29 left in the third. Boulder just needs to hold on to this 4-2 lead and just finish out the game clean. No more penalties. Get the puck out of the zone. Quick changes, gas them out, and just finish this period strong. We're going to see Ellie, Winston, Landon, Jack, and Connor out for this face-off. Again, Trey Dunn in net. Center ice face-off here following the California goal, making it a 4-2 game. Puck is dropped, one back by California. They get the puck in the defensive zone. They look to move it D to D, but they're going to fire right over their player's stick. Ellie's going to pursue. Puck gets around. Winston's going to recover in the defensive zone. California was looking for a call on that. We might have got away with one there. Jack looks up ice, tries to fire to Connor, not able to connect. California comes in, rifles it right over the net. Ellie battling behind the net now. 1-on-3. She's going to rim around to Connor. Connor looks up ice, and he's going to fire it over to Landon. California able to hold. 2 players go down, no call. Ellie trying to skate out of the zone. She does. Puck poked away. Back in the Boulder zone. Connor gets it in the defensive zone. He's going to send it in the corner. Moves it behind the net to Winston. Winston's going to rim it around the other way. Ellie pursues. Puck poked around. California player centers it. Not able to connect. California throws it in front of the net. Save, Trey Dunn. Great job there from the goalie as we could not seem to be first on the puck on that possession. 1:27 left in the third, 4-2 Boulder lead. We're going to get a line change. We're going to see Blake, Declan, Kate, G, and Kellen. California has pulled their goalie with a minute 27 seconds left in the game here. Defensive zone face-off to Trey's right. California wins it. Shot blocked, I believe, by Kate Schofield. Puck ends up in the far side corner. Declan pursuing. He's battling hard. G comes up with it. He looks up ice, not able to get it out. California sends it below the net. Number 8 gets it below the net. Again, he is their player. He sends it up the wall. California rifles it wide left from the point. California pinches. They're going to get a stick on it. They're moving their way below the goal line, working their way out of the corner here. They're looking for the slot. They can't find anyone. Players being pursued by Blake. They're going to dump it below the goal line. G's there. Battle below the goal line. Puck still in the corner. California recovers. They pass it right to Declan. As I always say, thank you. And Declan's going to fire the length of the ice. So that's an icing. We got 40 seconds left in the period. 40 seconds left in the third specifically. 4-2 Boulder lead. This is 6-on-5 hockey with an empty net for California. We're going to see Brooks, Liam, Alex, Keegan, and Ellie for this defensive zone face-off to Trey's left. Brooks is going to take the drop. He looks to win it to the corner. He does. Ellie picks it up. She's going to reverse. She's going to send it behind the net, but then it pokes out up front, or pops out front. Puck ends up at the blue line for California. They rifle a slap shot wide left of the net. California has it below the net. They lose it. Brooks comes up with it. He sends it up the wall. The puck does come out of the zone. Alex battling now. California sends it back into the zone, and that's an offsides with 15 seconds left. I think it's safe to say that Boulder is secured a W here, but let's let the last 15 seconds here play out. As we're going to get a neutral zone face-off for an offsides. Good pressure from California the last few shifts. Good job for Boulder to hold on here. Brooks is going to take the face-off in the neutral zone. California wins it. They're going to send it across ice. They're going to re-enter the zone. Easy save for Trey Dunn after a far shot from California. Puck pops out. Shot on net. 2.2 seconds left. Is Trey Dunn's able to suck that thing up. We got to clear that puck really hard off the glass if we want to get it out. California's done a great job holding the blue line here. So Brooks is yet again going to take the face-off to the left of Trey. Puck is one back to Ellie. Battle along the wall. That's the end of the game, folks. 4-2 win for the Boulder 12AA high-performance team in the first game of the Silver Stick Finals here in Port Huron. We will move on to Game 2 tomorrow. Do you know what time that is, Joe? I can't remember off the top of my head. $10:30. So Game 2 is tomorrow at 10:30 East Coast time. That is 8:30 for those of you in Colorado. Anybody else, you're going to have to do that math yourself. So we will see you tomorrow at 10:30 East Coast time. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.